welcome and thank all the organizations, businesses, and individuals who made this event possible. We want to thank TURN, Teachers Undoing Racism Now, Montclair Neighborhood Development Corporation, the NAACP, the Montclair African American Heritage Foundation for supporting this event. Fleet Feet Montclair showed up and showed out. Montclair Moms of Color, and a special shout out to them for the bouncy house. We have AAPI and so many more. We want you to visit the tables, pick up information on Remember the 400, NAACP, and MCCYC. Shout out to the Montclair Art Museum for bringing their art truck. Stop by and make something beautiful. And the Montclair STEM Center has slime and building activities for the kiddos. Listen, we're going to have a great day out here today. Over the course of the afternoon, you'll be treated to many performers and types of performances. We're here to celebrate an important aspect of Black history, and having so many people come together to make this event happen makes the point that Black history is American history. And in the same way that we should all fight for freedom for all people, we can celebrate freedom for all people. Make no mistake, we're not all yet free, and we must keep fighting for social, economic, and environmental justice, just to name a few. We're going to start as close to the beginning as we can, and we're here, but we're going to honor our ancestors, and we have Reverend Karma Cloud. What we need now is everyone to come to the field. And if you can form a safe circle, we'd appreciate it. We need you to come to the circle or come to the field and form a circle, a safe circle. But this is how we're going to start the day. So if you're a volunteer or you're a organization, or you can leave those tables right now. Come and join us over here. If you can hear me on the basketball court, Darius, we would love you guys to come over here as well and just join the circle and go back. If you're on the playground, we would love for you to come and join the circle.
My name is Reverend Karma Cloud, and I am a member of TURN, Teachers Undoing Racism Now. I am a proud descendant of Africans and Italians, enslaved Africans and African Americans who passed on a living legacy of liberation to me and my family. I am also a mother of 2 young Black men. I am an artist and an art educator here in Montclair, and I am a modern minister of mindfulness and metamorphosis. My reason for being is to bring forth the beauty, truth, and creative purpose of life through every cycle of the self and every season of the soul. I want to thank you all for being here today, June 19th, 2021. 160 years after our courageous and tenacious ancestors of African descent seized the opportunity presented by the Civil War to continue the arduous work of undoing racism in the racist legal system of this land, we have come by force and by choice to call our home. However, before we go any further, let us acknowledge that this land that we stand upon today, that we fought to call our home, was already home to millions of indigenous peoples for thousands of years, who had already been fighting for hundreds of years to protect their lands, their families, their cultures, and their traditions from invasion, desecration, indoctrination, slavery, and extinction at the hands of European colonizers. So let us take a sacred pause to acknowledge the Lenni Lenape, the original guardians of this unceded territory we now refer to as New Jersey, New York, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. I invite you to breathe in, and as you exhale, send that energy down into Mother Earth, and breathe in. and exhale gratitude to this earth and the original peoples of this land. Ever mindful of that truth, today I come to shed light on the beauty, truth, and creative purpose of libation and liberation in the African American community. For people of African descent, libation has been a sacred, time-honored ritual practice of remembering, replenishing, reconnecting, reimagining, and restoring balance between the ancestors and those still here living and doing the work on earth. The balance of Ma'at, the divine justice that brings forth harmony and jubilation through acceptance, through awakening, acknowledging, appreciating, activating, advocating, and being accountable to our ancestors and our actions, past, present, and future. And that is what we are here to do today, to pour libation. Libation can be poured with water, with wine, or with spirits, depending on what the purpose of your ritual is. Our ritual today will be poured with spring water, and our purpose is to calm the ancestors, and to help us accept responsibility for remembering the truth of our ancestors, and give thanks specifically to all those benevolent ancestors who desired like you do, who dreamed like you do, who divined and designed and determined their freedom through preserving our values and practicing our traditions, even while in bondage, through loving beyond fear, even while being tortured, living in terror, and having our families torn apart, through risking their lives, fleeing enslavement, daring to lead others to freedom, through emancipating themselves to enlist in the Union Army, pick up arms and fight racism within the Army and against the Confederate armies simultaneously. And through following their visions, never giving up, lifting their voices and liberating themselves to live into our shared values of love, dignity, reciprocity, community, safety, prosperity, healing, and liberty for all. In the words of esteemed Civil War historian Harry Jones, now an ancestor himself, African Americans played a major role in the military victories that resulted in their own liberation. The story of emancipation, the story that led to emancipation celebrations such as Juneteenth, of which there are many throughout our country, is the story of a disenfranchised, enslaved population who, in league with the Constitution of the United States, freed themselves while helping to save the Union. This true story of self-determination, self-liberation, and self-actualization is what brings us here today. So let it be known from this Juneteenth celebration forward that it was not just the confiscation acts, the Militia Act, the Emancipation Proclamations, nor the announcement of General Order Number 3 that ended slavery and set enslaved Africans free. It was us. It was our ancestors, a disenfranchised, enslaved, but empowered population in league with the Constitution of the United States who freed themselves while helping to save this union. So as we pour, go ahead, you can applaud for that because it's you. We are them and they are us. I am because we are. So as we pour libation today, let us be mindful. Oh, look at that. They were drinking already. They're thirsty. Oh my goodness. As we pour libation today, let us be mindful not to succumb to the miseducation and propaganda of history that would have us believe that we became free without any effort of our own. Let us open our eyes, lift the lies, and liberate the truth to reveal the very real history of our descendants, of our ancestral legacy of liberation. So at this time, I invite you to speak aloud or in your heart the names of those brave, beloved, and benevolent ancestors, freedom fighters, liberators, who led by example and showed us so many ways to protect and assert our freedom to be human, to celebrate ourselves. We say your names to acknowledge and affirm your contributions. So let us take this moment to speak those names aloud. I will say some here at the mic, but you are welcome to just call them right out. Denmark Vesey, Elizabeth Freeman, Gabriel Prosser, Sojourner Truth, Maria Stewart, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, Martin Delaney, Captain Robert Smalls, Henry Highland, Reverend John Jack Henry Yates, Frederick Douglass, the African American Mysteries, the conductors of the Underground Railroad, the Loyal League, the U.S. Colored Troops, W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, Anna Julia Cooper, Septima Clark, Marcus Garvey, Ella Baker, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Henrik Clark, John Lewis, Audre Lorde, Maya Angelou, Harry Jones, Nonkululeko Tayahemba, and all those whose names we do not know. We speak your name with gratitude. We pour this water that you've already drunk. We pour it again to the Mother Earth, who renews and regenerates your life, who continues to replenish our lives with the spirit of liberation, to continue this work of undoing racism and uplifting ourselves and others. So let it be. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Ashe.
This is a great place for us to stay for a few minutes. However, we are going to bring Kylen Hughes Seller of Renaissance Middle School, who will be singing the National Black Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. This was a hymn written as a poem by NAACP leader James Weldon Johnson in 1900. His brother John Rosamond Johnson composed the music for these lyrics. Kylen.
Hi.
Hey, sister.
I'm Kylen Hughes Sellers. Go to Renaissance Middle School. Yeah, so excited to be here.
Right on.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
I don't have a script. Thank you, sister. The first note out of her mouth brought tears to my eyes.
Amen.
It takes so much for us to be here today. So much struggle and sacrifice. And it's beautiful that we are here. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. But I will be your MC also with Diane. And what I hope to do today is to talk to you about the mythical past of this country. Yesterday, President Biden signed a bill legislating June 19th as a federal holiday. We did not need him to do that. We were already doing this. We were already doing this. The Black, the African American community has been doing this since 1865. It took 402 years for this government to even acknowledge slavery existed or that it happened. It took another 156 years for them to put something on the calendar for Black people. So today, we want to set the story straight. Ms. Cloud has already said it. We were not set free, we took our freedom. There's a very, very big difference. We were not set free, we took our freedom. In a process of taking our freedom, we helped save this country. And so throughout today, I will be addressing mythical lies. And that was the first one. So, we'll bring Diane back. I'm sorry, that sister, she just took me over the edge. Because I immediately went to Freedom Land, and I saw my people free with her singing that song. And it just got to me. So, thank you wherever you are.
So we're going to ask the Renaissance middle school dancers to set up.
These students here, I have 8th grade dance company performing, and then next you'll see 7th grade performing, and then you'll see both 8th and 7th. These two are 3 dances, but mostly these 2. I Can't Breathe, Black Lives Matter by Dax. These students choreographed this dance on their own via Zoom. They went to breakout rooms, and they were inspired by poems and lyrics and events, all Black Lives Matter, Black History Month. So they took lyrics and poems and events and they created movement. And then from there, they picked a song and we made that choreography fit the song. So that was both of these dances. And the third dance you're gonna see, we have a quick dance change. The song's called Pana, it's from Nigeria. We are just celebrating Juneteenth with some moves from West Africa. We have Rwanda and Nigeria, just all different. We got the shuki going on here. We got a couple different moves you're gonna see. So please enjoy. As you can see, we have our shoes laid out here to Mr. Jackson. I made him come into my dance room to watch this performance. Oh God, you gotta check this out. You know, Olympics, what year was that?
1968. John Carlos and Tommy Smith and the Australian, Peter Norman, to protest injustice overall. John Carlos and Tommy Smith, they walked to the stand and they took their shoes off to represent poverty in the United States. They had the black glove and fist in the air to represent unity amongst the people. And then they had a human rights button that they also wore. And so they're having their shoes off, paying solidarity to John Smith and Carlos. So here they go.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence. Let these words that are tears of our people that are crying. We can bring back hope, but not the people that are dying. It's what happens when the people you've oppressed ask for change in the country that they built, but you've ignored and denied. This is Sandra Bland, George Floyd, and every single family. Police brutality is intervened in and destroyed. Couple bad cops can't define all you other boys. So every good cop needs to stand up and make some noise. Black, white, Asian, doesn't matter cause we can't avoid. So let's all come together, join hands, and just get annoyed at people who believe racism makes sense in a country built up minorities, slave work employed. Nobody's born racist, man, it's something you learn. Deep rooted in your brain from the day of your birth. never see peace on earth.
That needs a bigger hand. These young people were remote learning this year. They did that through remote learning. Getting back to school every other day. Big shout out.
Okay, and here comes our 7th grade dance company.
My shot. For your sake, I could go touch you. Yeah. We could drive around for my Porsche. Baby, Anna, they say you like you are. I can't do it. Baby, Anna, anywhere that you go, I could follow you to go. Baby, Anna, they say you like cassava. I get to be cassava. Baby, Anna, my love for you. Never die, you never die. Iva, oh baby, Iva. Baby, you too sweet, you forever. My baby dance it to the lagwaja. I can take you to Papalada. Iva, oh baby, Iva. Baby, you too sweet, you forever. My baby dance it to the lagwaja. I can take you to Papalada. So love is a beautiful thing. Can you they cool my temper? Love is a wonderful tender feeling. Give me ginger. So baby, dance. Everything in your eyes, they give me life. Oh. I could give the love you dance. So what you say, what you say,
on. Renaissance people over here want to take a picture.
Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. You guys don't know this song.
When I wake up in the morning light, the sunlight hurts my eyes. Something without wanna know. There's heavy on my way. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kevin Bernard. I attend the Montclair State University, majoring in political science with a minor in African American study and sociology. I am the president of the Montclair State Collegiate Chapter of the NAACP, also an ambassador for the Male Leadership Academy. It has led to me, as I stand upon the surface of your early inner construction of my identification to be first man, then black. Allow me to make you understand. I am human, a species of the homo spine race who's originated from a continent called Africa. It is in fact indeed as the race from the mind, body, and soul. It is by our nature we proceed with caution and avoid that ancient knowledge that supply and demand excellence. Fair with the example that has been offered, supply and demand was our European rivals' plan. It tells the story of misconception that ties to you and me. It is the essence of the individual to lose his system of reality. It is the actuality because of the color of his hand. For those who perpetrate the thing that's something called discrimination, the thing that seems to be blended in the form by a system of hate. I am humane. I am the capsule to give you all my effort, to feed you within my home. Yet you transform my identity, my entity, to be exploited, to showcase as the happy servant, to land on the surface to be the modern Negro. Humane, but yet I must stand to cast my bucket down. I am no lethal man. I do not arm weapon. I do not think to steal or rob from you. What I do know is the inside of the ghetto, the hollow form that moves into the sound of the street, that is creative and built with the explosive excitement through tiredness and sorrow, through a face of a political battle. But I might say I am a soldier from those exact battles, a constant art of only the surface of my ideals to speak of literary, a performance. I am creation of creator. I must say we are the revolution. I am the revolution. This evolution cannot be feared of change to be the substance of matter of injustice. I am earth colored in tone of an astrophysic form, a cover, curves and darkness spectrum through the mind, spirit, soul. I am God, but only speak in mind of my time, and I am the inspirator of things, of inspirator, things I empower the word, empower to the word, empower. Correct me if I'm wrong, I am human. We have created and accepted social norms that have been labeled, divide, and separate our true origin, and flourish to a second nature that becomes criminal. An episode of the human being that seemed to be so corrupted by the misbadge of miseducation. An episode of the human being that's so corrupted, then began the process of elimination of his own kind. We are human. I must say my truest form that I am the revolution of an evolution that has been my intrusion to speak on terms of my everlasting. We are the status to apply our system to give you and I No separation, but only divide is our identity. An entity of my environment, of my social class, wealth, and time. Exploit the character of an individual because of his race and his temperate mind. But what is the origin of race? Where does the missed possibility of our original origin has begun? Is there a scientific understanding that I am different from a different ethnic group? That I am different from you? Again, we are human, human, human. Allow me to leave these following words to be the constant motion to your daily process. We are human, a species of the human race who's originated from a continent called Africa. It is in the fact that indeed that is a race from the mind, body, and soul. It is by our nature we proceed with caution. Now accept the revolution of my intrusion, brothers and sisters. All power.
And if I could be transparent, even now as a grown woman, I have to constantly reprogram my thinking. Years of being told I was not the standard for beauty, but see, that was a lie. Which is why I chose to rewrite my own narrative. Dear Black girl, we are warriors whose spirits can't be crushed. We speak up when told we're too much. We forgive when our Black men dismiss, degrade, and can't see that we are not the ugly ducklings, but the swan princess, the Nubian goddess, the reflection of our ancestors, the made in his image. When society tries to pin light versus dark skin, we remind them that every shade of chocolate is divinely crafted. Black girl magic is more than a hashtag. It is a movement, a statement like Maxine Waters claiming our power, moving through this world unapologetically, degree holding with our heads held high, melanin moisturized, big hips, thick thighs, hair free and natural, wrapped in a protective style. Dear Black girl, you better recognize we are the trailblazer. Everybody wants to be us. Come on. So to all my sisters, as we continue this process of loving our skin, start with this. Look at yourself in the mirror. This is me, the chocolate beauty, deserving and saying, I am queen, the dear Black girl, no. That you are everything.
My seeds be deep now. Me rooted in the melanin. Young girl stay rooted. I don't plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted. ATL bread, I'm rooted. Rooted, nappy head rooted. All my songs come with melanin. Got the heart, got the soul like Harriet. A queen since she born, that was evident. That's evidence of Black excellence. I can tell a good dog when I'm petting him. Know that if I have his tribe, he protecting him. Mother of a child of God, I invest in them. Nutrition and brown milk in them. Young Rosa, young look to keep marching. Floodgates coming, no, it don't stop them. I know that life, it ain't easy. Your life, it matters, believe me. Roll out the face and the fries. Hide it behind a facade. Young girl, stay rooted. I don't plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted. Can't pull the hood out me, I'm rooted. Rooted, nappy head rooted. I don't plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted. ATL bread, I'm rooted. Rooted, nappy head rooted. All my rules stay embedded in. Hard work, let him know ain't no trending it. Popping off on the charts, that's a better win. And popping off in the streets, ain't no checking it. I can tell a good dog when I'm petting him. Know that if I have his tribe, he protecting him. Mother of a child of God, I invest in them.
NAACP. Woo!